Hey, buddy.
What's up, dog?
We are live. Welcome into the
Oh,
Raheel
oh,
Show
okay.
podcast. Did you feel that? Did you feel that? We are officially live. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook as well. Let me take this bad boy down. Here we go. It's another week. It's a Monday night chat with the legend, Jose Partida. What is up, little buddy?
What's up, man? I see that we got the little background now for the podcast with the galaxy. That wasn't on there last week.
I know. I've been playing around with this, man.
Okay.
StreamYard. This is look. It's a free advertisement. By the way, thank you to everyone for putting up with all the ads and whatnot. You know, there's so many things that we're doing on this podcast. I appreciate you guys going through it. Anchor.fm. You probably heard this if you're listening on the audio side. But I've been using this tool called StreamYard, and if you want to use it, man, just hit me up. I'll give you a link that will give you free credit to use on StreamYard as well. It's a paid service for the one that we're using. And by the way, that's where all the T-shirt money, the Venmo donations, all this is going to fund this podcast to make it look better. And let me tell you right now, Jose, it was on ABC 13. You know, I've been doing stuff with Nuno
I saw that, yeah.
for the special edition episodes, and they use the feed that we use. So this is broadcast quality stuff right here in low definition. Okay. So yeah, doesn't it look nice? What do you think?
I really like it, man. It looks more of what I think what we both thought it would look like, right?
Yeah, we wanted this cool look, something that is up to date, and StreamYard is amazing. So, man, big ups to them. They are awesome, and thank you everyone for watching. We are trying something new. We are on YouTube now, so I'm just trying to see if we can get more people to watch that way because Periscope, as great as it was, it's very limited in terms of the comments and then the rebroadcast, all of that. It doesn't live as well, so we're putting it up on YouTube and Facebook.com/Raheel doing things. And let's get this bad boy going, man. Enough of the ads. Spicy Boy t-shirts, by the way, available. All right. You got your Spicy Boy t-shirt. I sent you another one. They're being printed right now, so they should arrive
Perfect,
by
dude.
next week.
Are you are we take? I guess I should have asked you this off here. Are we taking the store down eventually and like publish dropping some new ones in a couple weeks, or what's the move?
Man, to be honest with you, I'm going to take the store down probably end of June. Here's why.
Okay.
Because the t-shirts haven't even hit people's hands yet. Like we haven't even like held them yet, worn them. We haven't even gotten the second push of Spicy Boy t-shirt orders. So I'm just waiting for that. And then yeah, whenever the next t-shirt idea we come up with, I've got a good relationship with Teespring, the company that's doing it. Shout out to Barry Laminack for telling me about that great company. And they reached out to me and they said, man, your people are responding. If you guys ever need anything, let's do it. Whatever exclusive gear you want to do, we will figure it out. So, man, I can't thank the people enough, dude. So we're gonna get, Josh, aka El Jefe, said, when are we gonna get version 2 of the merch drop? It's coming. We're designing it right now. We're designing the winter and fall drop here
we
for.
might need we
Yeah.
might need Josh's Photoshop skills for that.
I know, right? You know, when I was designing the shirts, I was truly looking at it like, okay, how would Kanye do this? You know, like the attention to detail. I was
Yeah.
sending you and El Jefe, who is now on the board of directors of this podcast, I was sending you guys samples like, hey, what do you think about this one? What do you think about this one? And then we finally all decided the one that's in print right now. And if you haven't ordered yours, the Raheel Show official t-shirts, Spicy Boy Summer, that's what we're calling it. It's teespring.com/Raheel Show. It's also in the link of the bio of this episode. And then if you see it, if you're watching live on Facebook and YouTube, it is on there. Dude, it is so cool, man. I put the promotion out there, 25% off. And I'm just telling you this. If you finish your homework, people, if you finish something that you're assigned, there's a little special promo code there. I'm not going to give any more details.
Oh,
It's for the diehard listeners. But the response has been beautiful, man. I
that's
like
awesome,
you
man.
don't understand when I see these numbers come in and I put out a new goal for this podcast. I'm being very transparent with everything, and we're gonna get to this why I'm doing that. But to see the numbers, to see the subscribers go up, the amount of people that are listening to this, you guys are making me feel super special, and I appreciate that. And I just want everyone to know, and we've said this all along, Jose, you guys are a family to us, like people that are listening. So thank you, man. Continue that support. And again, I have a goal. So here's a new goal for the podcast. I announced it on Twitter. I want 1,000 new subscribers by June 6th. That's my goal. Okay, it's lofty. We might fall short, but Jose, I know we can do it. If we all send this podcast to 5 people and they subscribe and listen, we will get 1,000 new subscribers. I promise you. All right, we will do this. So thank you to everyone that has been supporting us, man. It's been cool, hasn't it? The response,
dude. Just like seeing all these people buy the shirts alone has just been like so cool, man.
yeah, it was
Like,
so dumb. Like last week, I was reading. So we'll get into all our topics. Obviously, I mean this is an open conversation, but I've been reading these books by Austin Kleon, who's an author out of Austin. He has 2 books. So one is called Steal Like an Artist. Okay, and it's 10 points in there of getting your work out there. And frankly, I needed the kick in the butt to get this going. Like you and I have talked about it. We got to do show t-shirts. We got to do certain things for the podcast, but it was always our side project, right? Now that this is the main project, and then having the creative like logistics of this book, and Austin Kleon is Kleon. You can look it up. He's a New York Times bestseller. He has 3 other books. But to see some of the things, I was like, all right, we're launching this. Who cares if it, you know what? If nobody buys it, at least we accomplished one of our goals that we were talking about was show t-shirts. So we launched it and people bought them, which was really cool. And Barry, again, I called Barry the night before and I was like, dude, I want to launch t-shirts. He launched t-shirts for his show that he's doing on YouTube on
he
deck.
sold out of his. Did you see that?
Yeah, he sold out. I think he
run of his.
Like 100+ t-shirts he sold out.
They're on StockX and everything, dog.
Yeah.
We sell it for $200.
Dude, he was like, let's just do it. And he did it, and his are going out. So big ups to him. But I was like, man, we need to do something just for fun. I just wanted to see what would happen to design a t-shirt, to go through the process. And, you guys have responded. Now, look, you guys want to keep buying them? Keep buying them. I'm going to leave them up for the summer, and then Spicy Boy Summer will turn into fall and winter. So we'll figure the next steps out.
The hoodie?
But, I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see them because I'm getting a bunch of shirts sent to me. Like, I ordered them myself. And I can't wait, dude. I cannot wait to see these and then wear them around. When people are like, what the hell's a Spicy Boy? Nobody, like, we don't even know what a Spicy Boy is. It was just a stupid comment that I made with Dell during one of the stories, News of the Weird when I was on ESPN.
That was weird.
That's weird. And it was about like spicy food. And I said, yeah, Dell, of course I'm going to eat the spicy food. I'm a spicy boy. Immediately Dell jumped on it. He's like, oh, wait, so you're a spicy boy? I'm like, yeah, I'm a spicy boy. And that turned into like the phrase. And we took it on and said, we're going to make this our listeners. That's what we're going to call them, spicy boys. So big announcement. Sometime this week, I'm thinking Wednesday, Spicy Girl t-shirts coming out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna do Spicy Girl t-shirts as well. That might open up like a whole new category for us. And frankly, it just takes one Instagram model to wear those, and like we just go viral with a Spicy Girl t-shirt. But it's gonna happen. I just gotta design them and launch it. I put a poll out on Instagram, and I think it's like 86% of the people said, yes, we want Spicy Girl t-shirts. So, Jose, we're going to get Spicy Girl t-shirts. We listen to the people.
Spicy Dog is next for an Instagram dog. One of those Instagram pet accounts.
Yes. Next. I like that. Spicy Dogs. Do 100% of dog owners call their dogs Buddy, despite what the actual name of the dog is? I caught myself doing that today. My dog's name is Ben. He's just the most threatening dog ever, a Cocker Spaniel Poodle mix, a cockapoo, who just, when you see him, you go, this guy's a bad guy. He's just a poodle, pretty much. And I was like, hey, buddy. I'm like, wait, every dog owner does that, right?
I kind of don't like when people call me Buddy.
Because it's a dog nickname?
I don't know if it's that or to me, someone calling something Buddy means they're 100% harmless. Mm-hmm. And I'm passive aggressive, and I'm not like really much of a like I've never been in a fight aside with like fighting my brother, but don't call me buddy.
Okay.
I feel like it's kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe that's a me thing I need to work on.
That Nuno has been calling me little buddy since
Well,
I was 22. He always calls me little buddy.
That's different. I mean, like random strangers are like, "Oh, hey, buddy," like, "Hey," like.
Okay.
To me, that's different. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird.
It's almost like when Marty McFly, don't call me chicken.
Exactly.
Does it just tick you off?
It kind of depends. Like if it's someone who I don't really know, and they're like, "Oh, hey, buddy, how are you?" Like,
buddy is more of a Canadian bad word, isn't it? Remember that South Park episode? Hey, buddy. Hey, pal. But yeah, like every dog owner does that. They call it doesn't matter what your dog's name is. It could be the coolest name ever, and you just go, "Hey, buddy, buddy, hey, buddy."
I totally did that today. Before this, I was watching Community, and my dog was like whimpering, trying to get on the couch, and I was like, "Come on, buddy, you can get on the couch."
100% of dog owners call their dogs buddy, no matter what the actual name is. So our push for 1,000, we have till June 6th. Again, as you're listening, you can share a link, tell people to subscribe on Apple Podcasts. By the way, 88% of the people that listen on the audio side, Apple Podcasts. So all you other losers, whatever, don't matter. I'm joking. Everyone matters, but 88%. So again, I'm going to be super transparent with all of this. I'm telling you where the money is going. It's upgrading all the equipment for the podcast as long as we keep this going. And I have plans to keep this going as long as I can, no matter what happens next. My new mic that I ordered 2 weeks ago is supposed to come in on Friday. It got delayed again, Jose. So I'm still on my telemarketer headset. All right.
Xbox 360 headset.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, guys? Hey, Modern Warfare. Let's get this going. Just playing. But my new podcast mic comes in, so we'll get this going. You got your mic plugged in, right? You said look at you.
I have one plugged in. I don't know how much of a difference it actually makes, truthfully, but I have one plugged in.
Nice. Sounds a lot better than just the normal mic that's in there, so it doesn't matter. If you are commenting on Facebook and YouTube, thank you so much. And for those of you that are listening on the audio side, sorry you have to put up with a lot of the comments that we'll be reading throughout the show. But it is a live show. I want people to be a part of this. Look at that spicy boy Summer, our man Justin, who is like a P1111. He is awesome. He's, you know what? He and Sammy, they get honorary seats on the board of creative directors. All right. Look at that. I like it. Sammy saying, why don't you challenge Barry to first one 100,000 subscribers? He's already like 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. He's monetizing on YouTube. Wow. Yeah. He's doing a show. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've actually I've enjoyed watching his. I'm not supposed to be watching it because I'm supposed to be working during that time. But I've enjoyed watching it. I watched his conversations with Cody and with Jong. They were really good, and I've been messaging Barry about that. It looks really fun. It's been good.
Man, that's cool, dude. I was on his first episode, and it was awesome. Like it looks good. So shout out to Barry, man. He's a friend of the show. He bought a Spicy Boy t-shirt. Barry Laminack, who was let go from ESPN as well. And I called him. I was like, dude, you got to do your own thing. You have a following. Take full advantage of it. And he's doing a great job. So I can't wait to see what he does. And hopefully, he monetizes on YouTube correctly and he's making money for doing this. That's the whole point. So cool, man. Awesome. Any podcast goals for you?
I got to think about that one because the first step was actually getting consistent with this, and now we've officially gotten consistent with it. So I've got to ponder on that one. The t-shirt was a big deal, and people have been buying the t-shirts. So I gotta set new ones, definitely.
Okay, nice. Well, it's growing, man, and it's so cool. Like people are reaching out to me. In fact, a person I admire, Uncle Greg Cook, who was on 790 before.
Right, he's on later this week, right?
Yeah, he's on later. If you don't follow me on social media, I put out a schedule on Sunday nights for the podcast, and those are the official podcasts. That doesn't include the special edition podcast that we do with David Nuno with ABC 13. So he reached out to me. He's like, hey, I want to be on your show. And I was like, well, if Greg Cook messages you and you go, absolutely, because he is a legend. He is one of the coolest dudes, man. I can't wait to talk to him. That's going to be Wednesday at 12 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, people are noticing. So I'm a big fan. And then Monday Night Chats has turned into this whole thing, Jose, where people want to just join us and chat. So I like it, man. Updates for the week. What have you done all week long? I think all of my business has been on social media, so everyone knows what I've been doing. What have you been doing?
This week just started. What are you talking about?
No, since the last time I talked to you.
Literally, pretty much just watching Ozark. And
You're all in, right? You're done.
I'm all in. I'm finally done. I finished it yesterday afternoon. Holy shit. I don't know if you want to dive into that now or you want to say that for later. We can do that answer.
No, dive into it. Dive into it. Let's go.
That show is just one of the best shows I've seen in such a long time. Like, and I hesitated for a while because frankly it just didn't, like, from when I would watch like the teasers on the main page of Netflix, it just didn't interest me. It just didn't look that interesting. And I don't know, it's just the characters are so interesting. Ruth is one of my favorite characters in TV right now. And it just never ceases to surprise you with everything that happens on the show. The episodes are a little long. You got to deal with that. It's a little, it can drag a little bit, but it is definitely worth the time and effort. The suspense of it is just everything. I love that show so much.
You know, the slow parts of Ozark, I think, and again, I've made this point with you so many times, and I'll keep bringing this up. We have this nostalgic look at Breaking Bad that it was all action all the time, and it was nonstop. Being in the rewatch, there's so many slow moments of Breaking Bad, but it's necessary for shows like these to not only add layers to the character, but also for the writers to flex a little bit on their writing skills, to build up that intensity, that drama. Ozark is so good at that. Like there are not many wasted scenes in Ozark, if that makes sense. I know there's slow scenes, but they're not wasted.
Yeah, perfect point to that. And I want to get into like the mood of it as well. But when spoilers, obviously, eject if you're not caught up on Ozark.
Yeah, give them 5 seconds. Hold on. 5, Ozark spoilers coming.
4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Early in season 3, when Helen is with her caretaker, the cartel guy that's assigned to her, whatever his official title is, I don't remember who they kill or what they're doing. And Helen turns to him and goes, "Hey, if something like this ever happened to me, you would tell me, right?" And he goes, "Of course." And they go through different things throughout the season to the point where they kill Marty and Wendy's therapist. Well, in the final scene of the third season, the guy who murders her is her guy. It's the security guy, the cartel guy who was assigned to her. That was fucking brilliant to me because that goes to your point. If you blink, you're gonna miss something. Nothing is wasted, and that's a testament to that show when every episode is a fucking hour long, and that every scene, every second matters.
Like yeah, it's crazy, man.
Together, like when I watched it, I kind of already knew what was going to happen, and that's my fault. When I started tweeting about the show before I was caught up on it, someone tweeted back at me a screenshot, and I was able to dissect from that screenshot like that something was going to happen. And by the time they offed Helen, I kind of had an idea what was going to happen, and I forgot where I was going with that. But yeah, like it's the intensity, the every moment fucking counts on that show, and I'm just so curious where they go from here with Ruth's story arc. Now that she's going with Darlene Snell and her cousin, who have this disgusting relationship that shouldn't be happening. It's just so much. To me, early in, I saw Edwards in the chat. What's up, Edward? Asking us to rank the seasons, and he has 3 as his favorite. To me, 1 is still my favorite. 3 at the beginning of 3, they went a little way away from Ruth and from Jonah, which to me are the 2 more interesting characters. But yeah, I really enjoyed the show, and I can't wait for season 4 whenever the fuck that comes out. Whether that's
Ozark is so awesome to me because look, there's a blueprint of TV success when it comes to drugs, money laundering. Breaking Bad just took it to another level, right? Like anytime there's a show, you go, yeah, but is it Breaking Bad quality? You know, or is it Game of Thrones quality? You know, it's so hard to get a pop now with the binge watchers. And Ozark, the first season, just being part of it in real time, it was such an interesting concept. And you go, okay, this might work, but let's give it a try. And they execute it. The storyline is good. The money facts are really good. And like how they do it, they explain everything. It's a lot like Breaking Bad. Like there's actual science behind it, right? This isn't just, hey, this chemistry teacher is going to figure things out and all of a sudden he's making high quality meth. And same thing, this financial advisor is going to all of a sudden just figure money laundering out and yay, he's going to make things work. No, it's like this guy has had a 30+ year career. He understands the ins and outs. And that's why the foundation of that show is so good. And that's why it popped. Look how many thousands of shows are out there now that don't ever gain traction like Ozark. For them to do that in a segment, in a niche that's already out there, in a niche, excuse me, that is the drug niche that, you know, hey, there are good people doing bad things. To still make it in that and to be compared to Breaking Bad, it's always going to be compared to Breaking Bad.
Yes.
You know, and same thing with Better Call Saul, rightfully so. It's in the same universe. But to still have its legs to come out, it's almost like if Breaking Bad is Michael Jordan, you know what? Kobe can be just as good. And you can make your own history. You can be your own legend. And that's what Ozark is attempting.
The lighting of it is always weird. Like no matter, it's the summer, but everything is so fucking dark. Except that one scene in season 3 where Wyatt and Ruth finally talk after he's been in hiding with Darlene Snell, and they basically have like a weird conversation where he says, "Oh, I can't forgive you" or whatever, and I don't know where we go from here. And that's like the only scene in the whole show that's like really bright. Like I thought that was brilliant. Like the lighting on there is so like it creates a mood, just like how Breaking Bad has that yellowish tint to everything. Like the colors, what's the proper word for it? Like the saturation of the colors and everything in Breaking Bad is so like iconic and so like instrumental to that show. That's how the same mood of like the grays and the darkness of Ozark has. And that, to me, that's another aspect of it that's so brilliant.
Yeah, they've done a great job of playing with lighting. I forgot where I read the story, but they did talk about that. Like that is a part of the storytelling. I got to find that link, but they did talk about that, the creators of the show, that it's not just the characters, it's not just the mood of the show, it's the lighting is like a part, it's a character of the show as well. And a lot of people have noticed, and it's so much fun to watch, man. That Darlene was the most valuable player from that season in season 3, right? This was her third year in the league. I think she was the most valuable player. What do you think? Darlene, excuse me. Ruth was.
Ruth?
Season 3, most valuable player?
Yeah, I mean the series, the best character in the series is without a doubt Ruth. There is a case to be made for Darlene because she's manipulating both of the Langmore kids. And she's gotten the KC side to turn on the birds. So there's a case for Darlene, but to me, yeah, the best character on the show is without a doubt Ruth. And I don't know if that was always the intention. Like that was the goal of the show going in, and that's why like that's another aspect of what reminds me of what I tweeted about yesterday about how Ruth's character reminds me so much of Jesse from Breaking Bad, where it's this character who just keeps eating shit and just keeps eating shit. She has to kill her uncles. She has to come to terms with the fact that her employers kill her father, and she's just okay with it. She falls in love with someone that's bipolar, and again has to just come to terms with the fact that, oh well, this was best for him to just die, and like just the psychology of all of it is so fucked. Like she is getting manipulated and she's going through bullshit just like Jesse was. And all of it, she was not doing good things when she fucking stole money from strangers. That's the only reason Marty meets her in the first place. She steals what was it, like $20,000 that she stole, or what, 200,000, whatever it was. And she becomes the most redeemable and most important character to the show. If they killed her off, like the show to me loses a lot. And frankly, like if they were to kill her off next season or in 2 seasons, that's something I would consider ejecting on that show.
You're right. The Jesse comparisons are spot on because again, Jesse, when we meet him in Breaking Bad, he's a meth head. He's cooking his own meth. He goes through his own trials and tribulations. He kills off, one of the sweetest characters in the whole show. In the why am I blanking on him?
Gail Benniger?
Yeah. He kills off Gale, and again, is a bad person as well. He's cooking meth as well, and no matter how you come to terms with what you're doing, he's like, hey, I'm gonna make the best meth out there. These guys are gonna use it, all that. That's fine. You're still making meth at the end of the day, but you're the sweetest character of the whole show, and you kill him off. And yet, by the end of Breaking Bad, who are we openly rooting for? It was Jesse.
Jesse to be free.
Yeah, and the same thing. Like we're rooting for Ruth right now to get her revenge on the birds. I can't wait. Josh has a great point. He said Ruth was the most valuable player. Noah is rookie of the year. Okay, all right, I'm good with that. And then Darlene Snell is the most improved. So I'm good with that. I love Darlene's character.
Wait, Noah's the baby, right? No,
yeah.
Zeke's the baby. Who's Noah?
Zeke's the baby. Noah was, isn't that the son?
No, that's Jonah.
Jonah. Okay, he probably meant Jonah then.
Yeah, I guess he meant, yeah.
What was the brother's name? It was Ben, right?
Ben, correct.
Yeah, Ben. So I'm thinking he meant Jonah instead of Noah, but, I guess he's going slang.
Yeah, it's just, and if you remember, Aaron Paul was supposed to be killed off after season 1 of Breaking Bad. It's openly out there. Vince Gilligan has talked about it. Aaron Paul has talked about it a lot. And he just became like the essential character of that show. He just kept stealing the scene every time he was in it, and he became a vital part of the show. I wonder how much of that is part of Ruth's character as well, if she was always intentionally supposed to be the best character of the show or not, the moral compass of the show, which is what Jesse was in Breaking Bad. But
it's funny, Jesse, on the as I'm doing my Breaking Bad rewatch, I'm on season 5, episode 4 or 5. Jesse doesn't find his stride until about mid season 4, and that's when Aaron Paul really brings on the emotional side, and that's when he was being played by Gus, he was being played by Walter, obviously, with everything that went down in the end of season 4. They were, that brought out the more emotional acting side of the meth head, because Aaron Paul, up to that point, he was still a meth head with money and who was cooking, and it suffered some tragedy with his girlfriend dying, but that was it. There wasn't much there. That was it. But that emotional trauma of being played by two different people while your life is at risk, that made Aaron Paul come out even more. I think mid-season 4 is when we get the best Jesse and Aaron Paul.
So that's after he decides he doesn't want to cook anymore, right?
That was when he saves Mike's life, and it was Gus who put them up to it. Remember, he went on the dead drops, and some guys held them up, and he's like, I saved your life, bro, and he became a hero. And from there, it just turned into, he started cooking batches by himself while Walt was, dealing with family stuff. And then Gus is giving him more responsibilities. Walter's trying to get him back on his side. Walter goes to the extent of almost killing a kid, and then coming in at the last minute, saving his life and explaining that it was Gus and all of that. He was caught in the middle of that. It was brilliant acting. But
him at his house.
Yeah.
Once the gun has him on the floor, right.
Yeah, because beginning of season 4, it's he's just partying back on meth, I believe.
Yeah.
If I recall my timeline right, it's just a mess. His house becomes a meth house and all that stuff, or every house in Albuquerque, as we like to joke about. Although Albuquerque's beautiful, Raheel. I love it. I would move to Albuquerque, by the way. What's up, ESPN Albuquerque, if you're listening?
But, what's that weird exhibit they have? Is it Meow Wolf?
Meow Wolf is in Santa Fe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Close enough, whatever.
Close enough. It's a 45-minute ride away. So Ozark, you give it, you're in, you love it.
2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs up. I'm happy you found it. So pretty cool there. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to some other stuff. We have finished. Okay, I want to get right back into this in terms of TV stuff that we watched. The final 2 episodes of The Last Dance. There's a lot to unpack. Obviously, it was a documentary we were all excited about. Didn't matter what your age was, how much of Michael Jordan you've seen. Everybody was excited for it because, one, it gave us something to watch together in a time when we don't have stuff to watch together, although we're slowly getting back into it. Shout out to Governor Abbott. May 31st, the Rockets can play, but there's nobody to play against. The Last Dance was the last 5 weeks. It's become a part of our lives. Like every Sunday night, you can't miss the episodes, and now it's over. And the last 2 episodes were awesome.
Awesome?
I loved them.
Yeah, because
I loved them.
Last week when we talked, you were a little down on
Yep.
it.
Like episodes 7 and 8 became too much of, oh man, Jordan's competitive spirit. Oh, Jordan's the best. Jordan this, Jordan that. It became propaganda.
Right.
Episodes 9 and 10 dealt with other stuff. Steve Kerr. It dealt with Michael Jordan's security guard, Gale. No, was his name Gale? I thought his name was Gale as well. His security guard.
Right.
Right? Like it dealt with him as well. And then you finally get like stories that you didn't hear about. There's a lot of new stuff in those final 2. Mac, thank you so much. Gus was his security guard. For example, the Brian Russell story, that he was talking mess to Michael Jordan during retirement, and that makes the last shot even sweeter.
Right.
He shut up this kid, even though Karl Malone told him like he's just a silly rookie, don't listen to him. Then you get the Dennis Rodman thing, which I knew about, but to hear the backstory of it, like, yeah, I literally got up and left. What do you want me to do?
Right. So when you're talking about when he went to WCW, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was so, like, obviously being wrestling guys, me and you, we knew about that, but the context of that, leaving in the middle of the finals after game 3, was it? Just not showing up the next day to practice with no explanation. Like, imagine being Phil Jackson that day, not hearing from him, and then someone calls you, because I'm sure he wasn't watching Nitro. Hey, put it on TNT. Fucking Dennis is on Nitro with fucking Hulk Hogan. Like, what the hell?
So you didn't know about him missing practice, right? Going into this?
I had no idea.
Okay, so I knew about it because, again, I was in the 8th grade at the time. So, like, I remember this. It was a huge deal that Dennis Rodman missed practice. I mean, and then, of course, the footage, right? Like, being wrestling guys, we remember that.
Yeah.
And in the actual finals games, they're bringing this up. They're talking about this pregame. It was on SportsCenter. It was a huge deal. Imagine that happening in today's sports, right?
I was going to say, like,
yeah, it would be Draymond Green last year missed one of the games, missed a practice in between one of the games because he wanted to show up at AEW or whatever, right? Pick an event. It would be nonstop. And Phil Jackson just moved on. He goes, I think he put it best. Look, that's Dennis. What are you going to do? I'm not going to punish him. He's too important, okay? Guess what? Some people get away with certain things.
I was reading about that, and I saw that he made like $220,000 for that appearance, which, first of all, kind of explains why WCW eventually went under doing stupid shit like that. He got fined like $25,000 or something like that, and gee, like the money he made out of that. And I think Ron Harper said, I don't know, it seems like it was a good business decision.
That's exactly it. Like, that's the perfect way to put it. Like, I'm not going to miss out on that. And forget just the monetary side of things. I'm sure they had a apparel deal cut out as well.
They did. Because if you remember, there are Dennis Rodman WCW shirts.
Right. So let's say
there was merchandising.
All in, he made $1 million off of that.
Probably.
And you win the NBA Finals. Look, Dennis Rodman can miss practices. What is it? You're going to play defense and you're going to rebound. There's not much to Dennis Rodman's game. Okay, you're going to be fine. So it's okay if he misses practices. And again, this goes back to Phil Jackson being the mind guy, right? Like he's the guru when it comes to this. He's like, I get it. It's all right. I'm not going to make him feel uncomfortable now. And then he has a horrible game. Brilliantly played. And then the Steve Kerr stuff. Man, I talked about this with Nuno and then Stefano Fasaro, who was on one of our special edition podcasts. Look, I get it. We hate the Warriors because we live in Houston and blah, and Steph Curry. And yeah, like I love Steve Kerr. Everything he stands for, he's great. Steph Curry's awesome, guys. It's okay. It's fine. Draymond Green, okay. I'm not gonna concede that point. You want Draymond on your team though. Clay. Look, I get it, all that, but Steve Kerr, I can't believe people root against Steve Kerr.
That story was, and it all makes sense because he's very active in the community in San Francisco, and he's very vocal about political issues when he's asked about them at media availabilities, which everyone knows he's vocal about them. So now it becomes a point where this is the latest thing to happen in society, and here's Steve Kerr's thoughts about it. So just seeing that story, and that was another thing that's on our rundown that where we wrote down the things that we thought were kind of weird. The fact that him and Jordan never had conversations about their fathers passing away. The way in which they passed away was weird to me.
There's no chance Michael knew about Steve Kerr's dad, right?
That's the feeling I had, because
there's no chance. I don't think he did.
How do
Because
you
even in the documentary, they didn't ask Michael about that. Like, hey, how come you never talked to Steve about that?
It's just like, look, that's I've openly talked about like losing my dad when I was 21. That something like that changes you like in ways you can't imagine. Like in it makes you grow up a hell of a lot quicker. And I've made friendships with people who've gone through the same thing solely because of that. Like Jerry Bow, for example, had to go through something like that where he lost his father, and that's how me and him became friends, sharing that common tragedy. So like to think that they've never had conversations about that is just so bizarre to me.
Yeah, and then also Steve Kerr. So let's give out our first award of the night. Okay, we're gonna do a Last Dance award ceremony. It's the Players' Choice Awards and all that stuff. So the first one, I want to start. Let's go big or let's go home. Okay, most valuable player, the MVP from the entire documentary. I'll start it off. My award goes to Steve Kerr. Since we're talking about him, I think he won the documentary. If you could win the documentary, he wins.
I think the MVP was the guy who was behind the soundtrack for the montages.
Okay.
Whether it was some executive producer, I don't think it was a director of the documentary. It could have been, but the soundtrack was just flawless.
He was in his Eric B. and Rakim bag. He loved them. That was on. His soundtrack was fantastic.
The Outkast, Rosa Parks, the Prince Party Man, in his fucking bag.
Okay, so that's who you're giving it to. Let's go with favorite non-MJ moment. Who wins that?
Oh, I'm not gonna fuck my summer up. Scottie Pippen.
Was that too early? Was that too early in the documentary to win?
It was definitely too early, but that was such an iconic line.
Okay.
Josh O'Heffen makes a good point. The iPad was the MVP.
Yeah, MJ on the iPad was fantastic. I think it's the security guard, the quarters guy. He was my favorite non-MJ moment.
I'm going through my, because I have several memes saved on my phone from the documentary. So it's the shrugs, it's the weird Jordan faces, it's Dennis Rodman, it's the Horace Grant straight up bitches.
Yes, Horace Grant. I think he peaked way too early. Once he left for the Magic, it was over. He could have made a run for favorite non-MJ moment, but he peaked way too early. And you know what? Sometimes you got to play the entire season out. You got to have it perfectly timed. You got to have the shrug. You got to have the camera. That security guard wins. The Jerry curl, talking trash to MJ, talking trash to the greatest. Come on, man.
I still don't understand that fucking quarters game that we're playing. But
oh man, it's so much fun. It's just getting closest to the wall. That's it.
So you have to bounce it off the wall, and then
you don't have to bounce it on the wall, but it's easier. I mean, because ideally you want to hit it back wall and it falls right down and you win.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll play next time.
We're gonna have to play that
whenever we see each other, which will be like a year, because who knows.
Two people have just mentioned, both Andrew and Sammy, the "fuck you bitch" Larry Bird and Michael Jordan exchange.
Okay, there it is. Bad words on the screen, by the way. So I hope we don't get kicked off of YouTube or something. I don't know how that works, but yeah, that was MJ talked trash to Larry Legend. Okay, this is Magic. Magic and Larry were Jordan before Jordan. Okay, I think if you're a basketball fan, you understand the history of it. They took basketball out of the dark ages and they brought it to the mainstream. Okay, for everything that Jordan has done, none of this happens without Magic and Larry and their battles. LA versus Boston, the Converse shoes, everything. To talk trash to Larry Bird like that, and not only that, at the end he goes, "This will give you time to work on your golf game." As he's walking out, and Larry turns around all dejected, like, "What are you even supposed to say to Jordan? He just knocked me out," and he just turned back around and kept walking. That was the saddest thing ever.
He emasculated him.
Yeah, he really did. That was Larry freaking Bird.
That was Larry Bird.
And that's only MJ. And no other player could do that. No other, like Kobe can't do that. LeBron can't do that. Only MJ can do that to another legend.
So your favorite non MJ well, that's technically an MJ moment, is it not?
He's a security guard. Okay, if I had to pick one that has nothing to do with MJ, I love the Dennis Rodman stuff. I love Dennis Rodman just simply, we talked about it going, I'm going to WCW Nitro, whatever. You guys figure it out. That's on you guys. I'll be back.
Securing
I love that.
Securing the bag.
Get it.
Yeah, that to Scotty, I'm not bleeping my summer up.
That was a good one too. Okay, let's go with least favorite moment from The Last Dance. I'll start it off because this is going to carry the conversation for the next few minutes.
Is it the 7 and 8 stuff where he's crying about?
Nope. The pizza moment.
Okay. There's
way too many holes to the pizza story.
Yeah, are you willing to accept that? Because you weren't a couple hours ago on Twitter.
I was. Of course, I was trolling. I was being an idiot, but no.
You were trolling me while I was trolling you?
Yeah, there's way too many holes in the pizza story. You know what? I wish they would have just said it was the flu. You know what? He came down with a little bug, and that was it. Because the pizza story, to unpack it for those of you that have watched it, don't remember, or haven't seen it, The Last Dance, it goes like this. Okay, so before the game, the flu game, which is Game 5 against the Jazz in Salt Lake City, and probably one of the best shoes ever, by the way, the flu game shoes. Michael Jordan is in his hotel room with his best friend and trainer, Tim Grover, right, whose book I read because I was like, I want to be like MJ and Kobe, and then it destroyed my body, by the way. It is impossible. Like, it is one of the hardest workouts. Anyways, so it's late at night. They're hanging out in his hotel room, and they go, "Hey, I'm hungry." And they're like, "Yeah, I'm hungry too." "Okay, well, let's order some food." "Oh, well, there's nothing open." "Okay, let and I'm playing this out because this is what they said happened. "Okay, let's play it out." "Hey, there's a pizza place open." "Okay, cool, let's order it." Boop, 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 boop. "Yes, we need one pizza sent to the Hilton, please." "Okay, cool. What's your room number?" Room number 17. "All right, we'll be right up." And I can see the point because everybody knows the team hotels by now. All right, like that's common knowledge in my opinion. You can go downtown and you'll see people lined up before a Rockets game because that's where the visiting team stays. It's one of the hotels right down the road. But 5 guys then show up because they want to get a glimpse of Michael Jordan. Who ordered the pizza and said, "Hey, this pizza's for Michael Jordan"? Why would you do that?
It just doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense, right?
And even considering, okay, say that did happen. Considering the fact that 5 people show up, and it's 11 p.m. at night in Salt Lake with the crazy ass Jazz fans. If you're Michael Jordan, you see 5 people pull up to your hotel room trying to get a peek inside your hotel room. You're still gonna eat that pizza, knowing you're Michael Jordan, you're the most important athlete in the freaking world. Like, no, you're not eating that pizza. You're not touching that pizza.
Who told them it was Michael Jordan ordering the pizza? Because you can give a room number. You can just say, "Yeah, I'd like it at room 17." Okay, and then just leave it at the front desk, bring it up. How did 5 people make it to Michael Jordan's door as well, Jose? Usually there's team security out there.
That's a good point.
How did they get up there? How did they gain access in a 5-star hotel all the way up there, 5 people, I know you're the pizza guy, but usually if you order pizza at a hotel or a motel, wherever you're staying, usually you just meet them up front or they leave it at the front desk and somebody brings it to you. That's how us high rollers do it. But why did they make it to the room? Okay. And then if you had a bad feeling, Tim, why did you let MJ eat the whole pizza? Next part of this story that doesn't make sense. How did they go from, hey, we're all hungry to MJ eating the entire pizza?
The pizza
a day before the finals game?
The night before, 11 o'clock at night before a finals game. He puts that he throws down a whole expired meat pizza.
Could you? Okay, you be a pizza joint. Okay, I'm gonna call you. You know, MJ's like, hey, we're smoking cigars, kind of hungry. It's 2 p.m. Let's get a pizza. Okay, let's get a pizza. Cool. Like, boop 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 boop.
Hello, this is Pepperoni.
Hey, this is Michael Jordan's room. Can you deliver a pizza, please, and don't poison it?
Michael Jordan's room. Shit, say less.
And if it's the only place open, how are there 5 guys showing up? Why are there 5 guys working this late?
But also, how is that the only place open? Like, is Salt Lake like this small ass town? Like, that doesn't make sense. There isn't a McDonald's open. There isn't literally anything else open.
I don't know. Cody, one of our good friends. Cody, if you're about this life, Cody, jump on with us. You're always invited to jump on, okay? Because Cody is now he's trying to back the story. Cody, I'm sending you the link. Cody, I'm sending you the link. You need to defend yourself, Cody, because I will not stand for this. Cody Stutes, if you're still watching, I'm gonna bring Cody Stutes on. I don't care.
Well, actually, this is what happened because I'm Cody Stutes, and this is what happened because I said
Cody, I can't. No, you know what? We're not gonna let you because these are all in the comments and people that I'm trying to send to him. Are you trying to send to him as well?
No, I'm texting him to make sure he gets on.
Okay. I'm sorry for those of you that are listening or watching right now because my buddy Cody Stutes, who I had a good call with the other day, he's talking all this mess about this. He's trying to destroy our story now on the poison being fake. What if it was this? And by the way, Amin El Hassan, who's one of my favorite follows in NBA Twitter, he said, Michael, was it really food poisoning or was it Hennessy? It's that simple, okay? Michael, you probably got a little too drunk. That's it.
That's what I was saying. It was a massive hangover. But as someone who doesn't drink, I felt like maybe I shouldn't be speaking on it because all my experiences drinking, sorry mom, were when I was a minor. So
Sammy makes a great point. Knowing Jordan being as egotistical as he is, his room number was probably room 23. See, that's another thing that didn't make sense. Like least favorite moment, that whole thing about Michael's like, man, I have no privacy. I have nothing. Like I just come to my room and lay down. And I get that. Like that's true. I mean, just seeing the crowds around and see Michael Jordan, it's unbelievable. You can't even imagine what it's like. But then why are you riding around in a bright red Range Rover, bright red Porsche with Michael Jordan plates if you hate all this attention, Michael? And again, I'm pro Jordan, guys. I will rep Team Jordan, brand Jordan as long as possible. I love him, okay? But there's just too many holes to certain stories. How about this? The guy who doesn't believe us not believing, he's a truther. He's a food poison truther. Cody Stutes is joining us now on the podcast. Stutes, defend your take, please.
No. So
how's that backpedal? Come on, buddy.
I'm just asking questions that are necessary in discovering the fraudulence of the story. I gotta know how do they just have bad pizza hanging around? Like
pepperoni, bad meat. I've gotten food poisoning off of pizza before.
Okay. There's no way they ordered just one pizza, so that hurt the story.
But nobody else had a slice. How do you go? Like, how come? Okay, because if you're hanging out with a group of people, right? Usually you get hungry about the same time. Did they have a meal without Michael?
So you gotta go with Mike had all the pizza because he's the only one that got sick. If you're going with the the pizza got Mike sick story, you gotta go with the fact that Mike ate all the pizza because he's the only one that got sick.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I believe he did eat pizza. I believe they did get pizza. I do believe that 5 guys showed up. I also believe that Mike probably threw down a whole bottle of the drink of choice, because you got to think too, Utah, a pretty conservative state when it comes to booze and liquor and junk food and stuff like that. And I think their booze is not as potent as liquor that is elsewhere in the country. So I bet you Mike and his people brought their own, and just knowing when you bring your own booze, you always bring too much. Mike's like, I ain't traveling with this back. Let's just knock this back. A couple of stogies, knock this back. I'm hungry, get a pizza. And, I can't explain I've never been so hungover that at 9 o'clock the next night I was like unable to stand up. But, I think he had the bubble guts all day and probably couldn't get anything down that day.
Okay.
So, Andrew in the comments brings up something that I did see. The director was on Jalen and Jacoby's podcast, and he said that Michael spit on the pizza, and apparently that was one of his habits. He would spit it on his food so no one would try to eat his food.
Ooh, that's a good tactic, Mike. I'm going to steal that.
That's disgusting. Why would you do that?
That's nasty.
I'm going to steal that. Nobody's getting a bite off my plate anymore.
Okay, so Michael Jordan and my 5-year-old daughter have the same eating habits, because that's what my daughter did the other day. She was at grandparents' house, and she was eating chickers from Whataburger. She loves those now. And before she ate one of the chicken tenders, she licked the entire chicken tender for some reason, almost like she was marking her territory. So Michael Jordan and a 5-year-old kid are the same person. Is that what you're telling me, guys?
I guess
pretty much, yeah.
This is unbelievable. So, Cody, you're saying it could be true. It might be a little hyperbole in there, but he was food poisoned.
I think there's a combination of. I think it's the food poison hangover game. I don't believe the flu at all. I think it's the food poison hangover game. Okay,
there it is. I wish they would have left it as is, and it was just a flu game. Although, did you guys know that there was food poisoning? Because I knew about that. But again, I'm a Jordan junkie, so.
Yeah. No, I didn't know that. I knew the story was with the shoes. Oh, he had the flu this game. Here's these cool shoes that we're calling the flu game ones now because he had the flu this game.
Cody, did you know?
I'd heard that there were other stories that weren't the flu, but I hadn't heard pizza food poisoning.
Yeah. To be fair, from a marketing standpoint, Jose, like Jordan Brand doesn't want to call them the diarrhea game shoes, right? Like that just doesn't work as well. Yeah.
The double gut sevens.
Yeah, it just doesn't work as well. Cody, thank you so much for joining us and defending your take.
Anytime.
There he is, Cody Stutes. Make sure you follow him on Twitter. What's his Twitter handle, Jose? Because you know it.
@Cody_Stutes.
There he is. Okay, final few awards. We got to start wrapping this bad boy up. Okay, so we've done most valuable player, favorite non-MJ moment, favorite moment overall.
Ooh, that's tough. Do you know yours?
I know mine. And this could be marked in like favorite non-MJ moment as well. MJ taking ground balls inside a gym and doing batting practice inside a basketball gym was my favorite moment because I'd never seen that footage and I'm still so confused. It's the only thing that hasn't been answered for me. Why was MJ in a basketball court taking ground balls in Jordan 10s? Why was he doing that? Why did he not have a field? Why could we not find grass outside? That was my favorite moment. I don't care. There's, the montage of Jordan crying at the end and all that and all the highlights. Yeah, like all that stuff. To me, that was expected. We were going to get great moments from that. My favorite moment was him and the media members, nobody raising their hand going, hey, Mike, why are you working out inside a basketball court?
To me, probably the Space Jam stuff with them building the courts for him and everyone, a young Juwan Howard and all these other players, I think Charles Barkley, like they were all just going there to play pickup games with him to help him stay in shape. Like that was really cool to see, especially considering this is a guy who's been smashing on them for years, and they're willing to drop everything and go play pickup basketball with him. A young Ray Allen too, I remember seeing in the footage. That was probably my favorite because I didn't really know much about that. I didn't know that was a thing that happened.
Okay. Other things that we need to do. I'm going to do a new thing here on our Monday night chats, Jose. And I put this in the rundown. And the reason I put this on there was because I was watching Back to the Future 2. And my daughter is all in on Back to the Future. We watched the first one. There's no idea. There's no chance she has any idea what's going on. Okay. But still, she watched it and she loves it. Like she loves, because it's loud, it's fun, and daddy loves it and all that. But as I'm watching that, I always have closed captioning enabled on my movies now because that's the way to watch it. Like I like reading it too. And of course, Michael Jackson's "Beat It" is on in one of the scenes, in one of the opening scenes almost. And I'm reading the lyrics and I'm like, wait, you know what? I've heard this song probably 1,000 times in my life, right? 1,000 plus. It's one of the most popular songs ever. Right. And then you read some of the lyrics and you're like, what? This is so bad. Like, this is horrible. So I want to play a new game where each week we will pick a new song and we read lyrics from a popular song and break it down.
Oh, God. So this is like John just does Genius a little bit?
This is more, let's just read and kind of rate it, okay?
All right.
There's no, I just want to do it. And where it goes, it goes. So let's start with the first verse. Here it is. I'm not singing it, so I'm going to read it, guys. Don't expect me to sing this. This is Michael Jackson's "Beat It." They told him, "Don't you ever come around here. Don't want to see your face. You better disappear." The fire's in their eyes, and their words are really clear. So beat it, just beat it. Okay. Okay. Okay, we got that. You better run. You better do what you can. Don't want to see no blood. Don't be a macho man. You want to be tough, better do what you can, so beat it, but you want to be bad. All right, okay, all right. We're setting up. There's a bunch of guys telling, huh?
Is he being bullied?
It seems like it, and this guy's like, enough. You know what? I'm gonna stand up, but I don't know, man. I want to beat it, but you want to be bad. Like I want to go ahead and fight back a little bit. Here's the chorus: just beat it, beat it, beat it, beat it. No one wants to be defeated. Showing how funky and strong is your fight.
I don't know if you want to describe fighting as funky.
Showing how funky and strong is your fight. It doesn't matter who's wrong or right. Actually, it does kind of matter in this. Like, are those guys wrong in like telling you to just beat it for whatever reason you're there? Probably. It kind of does matter because if there is a fight, Jose, the cops are going to go, hey, what happened here, guys? Character A is going to say, look, character B beat us up. And character B is going to say, but character A was telling me to just leave for no reason. I was here. It's America. You know what? I want to be here.
So I had to get funky with him.
I had to get funky. I had to show you how funky my fight was. All right. So I'm like, all right, okay. That's what got me. I was like, wait, showing how funky and strong is your fight? And that's one of the lyrics of this song. Okay. Verse 2. They're out to get you. Better leave while you can. That sounds like, okay, dude. It seems like there's a whole group now trying to come after you. So you don't want to be a boy. You want to be a man. Okay. That's a good, I like that line. You want to stay alive. Better do what you can. Holy crap. They're threatening for his life now. This is turned into like bullying. It's turned into, we're going to kill you. So beat it, just beat it. You have to show them that you're really not scared. Woo! You're playing with your life. This ain't no truth or dare. They'll kick you, then they'll beat you, then they'll tell you it's fair. So beat it, but you want to be bad. These sound like a bad group of dudes, my man.
Oh man, this is bad.
Isn't it? Okay, I'm not the only one, right? Like after reading the lyrics, you're like, it's a catchy song, but it's really bad.
So there's annotations. I wanted to write the type of rock song that I would go out and buy, but also something totally different from the rock music I was hearing on Top 40 radio. So you wrote a song about someone getting jumped or contemplating the idea of getting jumped. When did Beat It come out?
Beat It came out in 1982,
is it?
82 or 83. I don't have the date on this one.
Looks like 82.
Okay, 82.
Top songs of 1982. Let's see how many of them are about being funky when you fight.
Probably none, because this was the first of its kind.
Okay, 82, Ebony and Ivory by Stevie Wonder and Paul McCartney. That's definitely not about.
No, that's not a funky rock song.
Hard to Say I'm Sorry by Chicago.
No, that's a sad song.
Rosanna by Toto.
Still bangs.
Empty Garden by Elton John, the song he wrote about John Lennon.
Okay.
Hold Me by Fleetwood Mac.
Banger.
Always on My Mind by Willie Nelson.
Another banger.
Abracadabra by the Steve Miller Band. None of these songs are about.
But that's what he wanted, right? He wanted something different.
Eye in the Sky by the Alan Parsons Project. Yeah, none of these songs are about contemplating whether or not it's worth it to get jumped.
And not only that, it's premeditated murder, it sounds like. Like those guys knew what they were going to do, and this guy was like, you know what? Kind of want to risk it today. So there it is, breaking down a popular lyric. I just wanted to do that because why not? This is our Monday night chat. Okay, other things that we forgot, Jose?
You wrote something on here about Fuck Todd and Breaking Bad Always and Forever.
Oh, I rewatched season 5, episode 5, the train heist.
That's what I thought when I saw that note. That's what I thought you wrote that about.
Screw Todd. He's one of the worst characters ever. I mean, he's a great character because he elicits this kind of emotion. But Todd from Breaking Bad, man, that ending, season 5, episode 5, will forever haunt me.
So who's worse? Train Todd or Fat Todd in El Camino?
Ooh, good question. Fat Todd did kill somebody and then end up making dinner right after.
Oh, you want some soup?
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Made his hostage bury the body.
And then he still kept a spider too, the tarantula from the kid.
Yeah.
Todd's the worst.
Todd
from Breaking Bad is the worst. I have to keep saying Breaking Bad because one of my old bosses, his name is Todd, and I don't want people to like send it to him and be like, "Oh my God, he's talking mess about you." No, Todd Parker Arson, you're still one of my friends, so I'm not saying it about you. I'm saying Todd from Breaking Bad. I don't want bleep to get started. You did put. I need to watch Dave. This is the second week you've told me. I will start after my Breaking Bad rewatch.
Okay, you'll fly by it. It's really funny.
How many episodes?
It's 10 episodes, 20 minutes each.
Okay, perfect. I'll rip through that. I haven't been watching that much TV, man. At least for the last couple of weeks now, where like during the day I'm working on podcast stuff.
You're too busy power washing stuff.
I finished. I only have 8 more sections of my fence left, and I am done. And then I will return my power washer to Frank. And it is so therapeutic, especially fence. Like we've been in this house since 2014, so it's been 6 years of dirt, grime, storms, algae. I put the solution on, bro. Oh man, they're fenceless. They look brand new right now. I'm telling you, it's awesome. You know what? I might start a power washing company. Who knows?
Oh, there you go.
It could be another revenue stream that I need. But I've been so busy. Like I don't watch TV during the day because not only that,
because otherwise you'd be watching TV all day.
Yeah, and like because I'm doing stuff for work. I'm editing. I'm working on editing skills. And for work, I mean the podcast, by the way, because I don't have a job, guys.
Oh, you don't have a job?
I don't have a job. And then I'm like spending time, with Baby Trickster and doing her stuff. And then, all of a sudden you look up, it's, 3:00 and then it's time to work out because you got to get your fit on still. So yeah, I only watch TV from, about 9 p.m. until about 1 a.m. Sometimes that I wake up a little bit later. All right. I do sleep in sometimes. So I do that. Okay, so I want to tell you about my daily gratitude thing that I'm doing.
Yeah, I saw you start this on Twitter. I thought it was really cool.
So again, this came from the books that I'm reading, the Steal Like an Artist. Man, I love these books. You guys, I recommend them. Look him up. The artist, Austin, Kleon, Cleon, I believe is how you say his last name. It is, if you need a creative push, you need something to get you fired up. All right. You need that match. You need that one single match, like MJ talked about, to light this whole thing up. Those books are great. Actually, Todd from my old boss sent me those books, and he sent me 3 of them. I'm finished with 2 of them. I'm going to do the 3rd one probably tomorrow. And then I've been working on other projects as well that I can't talk about right now. So it's just been so busy, but these books are awesome, man. Like I've been reading them, when I get time, and they're quick reads. They're not long. I finished the first one on Sunday, or the second one on Sunday. It took me about an hour and a half because I stopped and I have my notebook that he tells you to do in part 1 of this whole thing. So I kept like getting my notes out. I'm writing stuff. I'm brainstorming. So it takes a while. But one of the things I came across was this great quote, and it basically said, "Are you sharing with people what you're thankful for, especially like certain parts of your day? Are you doing that? And if you aren't, then do it." And I was like, okay, that's simple. So I just started best part of today. It's a easy mental exercise, especially during these times, during these trying times, by the way, during these uncertain times. It's nice to remember, hey, you know what? There was some good in today. No matter how bad it was or how good it was, it's good to remember the best part of your day. And I think sharing it with people, I'm not bragging. I'm not trying to show up people. I'm just an unemployed guy trying out a new exercise that hopefully somebody else catches on. And actually, a producer from Dallas for the ticket, I believe, he followed me, and that's how I didn't know he was following me, and he's like, "This is a good exercise," and I ended up talking to him a little bit. So, he's doing it now, and I love it. I hope all of you guys do it too. Just start your own thread and just remember, whether it be on Facebook, Twitter, a text message, text somebody and just say, the best part of today was this. It's helped me a lot.
Journal.
What? Yeah, write in your dude. I've been writing so much in my journal. And I always carried a journal with me, but I would go through phases. I would, I would do notes and show prep on there and ideas and stuff, and then you'd stop. I'm like all in on this journal because it has helped me so much in terms of being held accountable, looking at it and going, hey, you know what? You said you're going to launch this t-shirt, or you wanted to experiment with this project, or you wanted to put this kind of edit together. Do it. You have time. So I know right now is a perfect time for a lot of people. It doesn't matter if you're unemployed or employed, you have a lot of time. So start your journal up, read these books, and then just practice that gratitude. And look, I think you and I are pretty grateful as is, and we always talk about it that way, but it's even better to put it out there into the universe so other people see it and hopefully they get inspired as well.
I like that. That's been really sweet. I've been keeping up with it whenever, because I'm always on Twitter, so I always see it pop up. So that's been really sweet to see you post all of that.
You broke up. Say it again.
I was saying I've liked it and I've enjoyed it because I'm always on Twitter, so I see it always towards the end of the day always pop up, and I'm reminded. And I haven't posted mine, but when I see your tweet pop up about it, I think to myself, okay, what was mine? What did I do today?
Yeah,
and
it's a good reminder.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And El Jefe mentions the best part of yesterday was roasting Clayton for his shoes on Twitter.
Oh, dude, that thread, I put it on my Twitter account. It was awesome. It was such a funny thread. One of our mutual friends, Claylude, who I guess he has these dad shoes, and I didn't even look at him, honestly, to be honest with you. I saw your comment, and I was like, I'm going in. I don't care. Like, we're going to roast this guy. We just roasted him so hard. Here are a few questions. Roel Garza says, hey, is that a DH Gate jersey?
Of course.
Of course. The only non-DH Gate Astros jersey I own is a World Series championship one with the gold lettering.
The one you got from Uber?
Yeah, the Carlos Correa one. Carlos Correa.
I wanted one as well, but I found out about that hustle too late.
Man, Sammy says Power Wash Raheel equals baseball Jordan, just another arc to the Last Dance doc. This man really doesn't miss. Bro, I'm telling you, power washing, it's the best. And I've been experimenting with different nozzle pressures and sizes, and I'm killing the game right now. I'm killing it. So
if you had 3 more months of power washing, you could have gone pro. I feel it.
If I had, look, I'm telling you right now.
If there wasn't a power washing holdout, you could have gone pro. You would have made it to majors.
If look, I'm not just saying this to blow smoke up my own butt here, but if I had 1,500 fences done, I could have gone pro. Okay, I'm telling you, if I get that experience down, I can totally do it. But you, by the way, I don't think I sent you a picture of this. No, I didn't. But afterwards, man, like the fence, because again, we've been in this house for 6 years. It does get pretty nasty and dirty, and the like mud builds up on the bottom. I was a mess afterwards. It was disgusting. It was nasty. So, what's up, Pressure Washer, Power Washer Club? You guys know. If you guys want to add me to your groups, add me because I'm all in on this. Okay, we are done. Jose, last things before we get out. You good?
I'm good, man. Thanks for everyone for chiming in. This was fun, like it was last week. So we appreciate everyone contributing and everyone coming in to hang out with us. I know it's a little late, so
those of you that are still watching and listening, here it is. Are you ready? If you put in promo code podcast at checkout, you will get 25% off of your Spicy Boy t-shirts. That's it right there. Because you finished the whole episode. teespring.com/Raheel show. If you're still watching, if you're listening on the audio side, put in podcast when you check out and you will get 25% off Spicy Boys summer t-shirts, tank tops, women's t-shirts. Spicy Girl shirts are going to be announced probably Wednesday. Actually, Spicy Dog, that's another line we're working on. But again, guys,
Boys, brisket rub coming soon.
Oh, dang. We got brisket rub coming. Yo, I went to Rudy's, by the way, to pick up food, and they were open 25%. It's the weirdest thing ever going into a restaurant that's 25% open. It's, ugh. I don't know. It's just weird. Yeah, and people are just a-holes not wearing a mask. Oh, ugh. Hey, you know what? I'll say, if you don't wear a mask, don't order a Spicy Boy t-shirt. I'm sorry. Like, I don't want.
Yes.
Somebody has a Spicy Boy mask. Our winner, actually, our Instagram winner, Bobby Parrott. That's his real name. He won the t-shirt contest, and he messaged me, and he goes, dude, I have a Spicy Boy mask I made, and it's going to go great. So, okay. There you go. So we do have Spicy Boy masks. Masks. We're done. Thank you again, everyone, for listening. Again, the t-shirts, if you made it this far into the episode, just put in promo code podcast. You will get 25% off if you haven't ordered your Spicy Boys summer tank tops, t-shirts, long sleeve shirts, women's t-shirts, all that good stuff. If you do want to, and look, I understand it's a tough time for everyone. Not everybody can shell out 25, bucks or $30 for a t-shirt. So if you want to support us in any way, send $1 on Venmo.
Where's the haircut fund?
Boom, haircut fund for Jose. $1 on Venmo. This is all helping the podcast out. And also subscribe, rate, and review. The funnier the review, the better. In fact, we might even do a giveaway off the funniest review on Apple Podcasts. Send this podcast to 5 people. Tell them to subscribe. Get screenshots. Do your part. Get this podcast to 1,000 subscribers by June 6th. We can do this. 3 weeks. I believe in us. I believe in you, Jose. I believe in the listeners. I don't believe in myself that much, to be honest with you, because I'm, I'll be honest, my mojo's kind of off. Like, hey, I'm unemployed, but I think we can all do it together. So thank you, everyone, for listening. Jose, I will talk to you next Monday for our Monday night chat.
Have a good one, boys. Stay spicy.